Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the 6th season of CVCA Royals football on CVCA Livestream. It's been a bit of a wait, but Friday Night Football has finally returned to Royal Stadium tonight in Week 3 of the Ohio High School football season, and we're here to bring you all the action of the CVCA home opener. My name is Tim Nichols, and as always, we're glad you're joining us this evening, wherever you might be. Team 30 makes its debut in front of the home fans tonight. Finally, the Royals were the only team in Ohio with a scheduled bye in Week 1. More on that later. And the team opened up the 2025 campaign on the road last week against the old Principals Athletic Conference foe, the Canton South Wildcats, and it was obvious this team was chomping at the bit. The Royals put up 3 first-quarter touchdowns and cruised to a 42-14 victory after leading 35-0 at the half. Speaking of old foes, tonight's matchup pits CVCA against their neighborhood rivals. The Woodridge Bulldogs make their biannual appearance at CVCA tonight. It's the shortest trip of the season for the Bulldogs, just 7 minutes of travel time. But it's the longest-running non-conference series in CVCA history. This will be the 18th time the two schools meet on the gridiron. Woodridge comes into the game at 1-1. The Bulldogs fell 35-20 at home in their season opener to Revere, but they rebounded last week on the road with a 28-0 shutout in Lorain County against the Brookside Cardinals. The first ever career win at Woodridge for new head coach John DeRio, who came to the Bulldogs after 2 seasons as the head man at Ellet. CVCA and Woodridge are set to do battle tonight on CVCA Livestream. It's Week 3 in Ohio's high school football season, and you're right in the right place to catch all the action. The last time we were here on the air for football, last November, CVCA had just polished off what might be the program's best playoff win of all time, winning a thrilling 19-16 battle against Chardon, a program that had been to 4 straight regional finals and won 2 state championships this decade. The Royals, though, were unimpressed. CVCA flipped the switch on the Hilltoppers, avenging a first-round playoff loss the year before, and this time sending the perennial powerhouse program home. It was a record-setting 10th straight win and ensured the Royals' first-ever 10-win season last November, all of which sets the stage for the 2025 version of the Royals football team, perhaps the most experienced collection of players in CVCA history. This team returns 17 seniors. Leading the charge for the Royals will be first-team All-State linebacker Joey Kopech, who committed to play collegiate football at Rutgers next year. Kopech picked off 6 balls a year ago and is the team's leading tackler, but he's not too shabby out of the backfield either, sitting firmly in the top 10 in many offensive categories as he starts out his final campaign in the royal blue, black, and white. Up front, he has an experienced offensive line that is led by third-team All-Stater, right guard Ben Truax, another senior. In fact, 3 of the other 4 starters on the line are returning seniors, with the only newcomer being the center, junior Josiah Newmeyer. And no preview of CVCA will be complete without mention of senior quarterback Charlie Levac. A dual threat, Levac commands the CVCA offense in his 3rd season under center. He had 2 passing touchdowns in the first quarter a week ago at Canton South, and he ran for another before the night was done. Top receiving threat, well, you guessed it again, another senior in Braden Harris, who caught 1 ball a week ago at Canton South, a touchdown. And he also chipped in with an interception from his cornerback spot. But don't let all this talk of seniors fool you. The thing that will set this Royals team apart from some of its predecessors is its depth. And that was never more evident than last week at the running back spot against Canton South. In addition to the quarterback, 7 different running backs rotated through the backfield lineup. Sure, there's Joey Kopech, of course, but he's not the only Kopech. His younger brother Tommy, a sophomore, is an imposing force at 6'1", 205. And then there's senior Wesley Keeler. He led the team in rushing a week ago against Canton South. Junior Zach Anderson, he had a touchdown run. Another junior, Reed Jones, offers the Royals a change of pace option. And then there's senior Nick Schober, who's often a short yardage specialist when the team gets close to the goal line. And finally, the Royals put some distance between themselves and their opponent. Don't be surprised to see junior Mason Fry tote the rock tonight. Buried on the CVCA depth chart, Fry would easily be in the 2 deep on most high schools' rosters. We mentioned last week's game at Canton South a couple of times. The Royals scored 3 first-quarter touchdowns. Levac hit the Harris to open the scoring in the first quarter. Moments later, Reed Jones got into the end zone on a defensive scoop and score. Levac then found the junior tight end Carter Walkley in the end zone for his 2nd touchdown pass. 2 more second-quarter scores invoked the running clock before halftime as CVCA led 35-0 at the break. The Royals held Canton South to just 1 first down in that first half. Then they cruised to a 42-14 victory as the JV got some extra reps and some fourth quarter action last Friday night ahead of their own Saturday morning season opener. As for Woodridge, as we mentioned in the open, the Bulldogs got into the win column last Friday with a 28-0 shutout of Brookside. Sophomore running back Jonathan Tyree ran for 105 yards and found the back of the end zone twice. Junior defensive back Sean Thompson had a 47-yard pick six, and quarterback Carter Maxa had a 7-yard rushing score. That was more than enough for Woodridge's defense to record its first shutout of the season after putting up 3 shutouts on the board a year ago. It has to be one of the more unusual quirks in Ohio high school football, as the last 4 Woodridge victories have all been of the shutout variety. That's the good news. The bad news? Well, the Woodridge quarterback room has been a mash unit, and it's only week 3. Sophomore Carter Maxler started the year in the rotation at tight end, and he caught a pair of balls, in fact, in the season opener against Revere. But by the end of the game, he was the first-string quarterback. Season began with senior Rory Johnson as the starter in Woodridge's power spread offense. He went 13 for 22 for 225 yards and 2 touchdowns in less than 2 quarters of play. But he didn't make it to the halftime of that opener before exiting due to injury. Fellow senior Nasir Williams-Clay entered, and he's seen limited time under center in both games, but he's suffering from an upper body injury that limits him as a quarterback. Third stringer, Blake Pumper, well, he's a junior, and he suffered a lower body injury over the summer, and he's out indefinitely. So by the final quarter of the season opener, head coach John Dariah was left with 5'7", 130-pound freshman Quinn Springer, or his tight end Maxa, who stands at an imposing 6'4", 210 pounds. It was Maxa who got the call, and all he's done in a little over 1 game is go 15 of 26 for 225 yards passing. No touchdown throws yet, but he has been intercepted twice. Not bad for a converted sophomore tight end. The top targets in the power spread offense are junior Kellen Moore, who hauled in a 70-yard touchdown pass in the first half against Revere in the opener, and junior Kai Jones, as well as Tyree, out of the backfield. On the defensive side of the ball, Coach Dariah runs a 3-3-5 defense with 3 down linemen, 3 linebackers, and 5 defensive backs. It remains to be seen how that scheme will fare against the vaunted CVCA run game. The CVCA Royals marching band is on the field right now, and they're entertaining the crowd at pregame, but they are being interrupted by what must be Fox Skycam flying overhead, getting an early preview of this game between CVCA and Woodridge, a crosstown rival, the 2 schools separated by just a couple of miles. The Royals record book? Well, Joey Kopech now sits 6th all-time with 2,844 yards rushing at this point in his CVCA career. He enters tonight's game just 77 yards away from passing 2002 graduate Teddy Harris for 5th place all-time in rushing at CVCA. The senior is 6th in career touchdowns with 37, 6th in career rushing touchdowns with 29, and also 6th in overall scoring. Kopech dots the record book on the receiving side as well, 8th in career receiving touchdowns, 6th in career receptions. Joey Kopech also had 6 interceptions a year ago, 2nd best all-time for a single season at CVCA, and his 7 career thefts are just 2 off the all-time lead.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise as we
and now we're going to pause
with a word of prayer,
as there'll be a word of prayer to start tonight's festivities, followed by the playing of our national anthem.
Heavenly Father, we pause just for a moment and give you great thanks and praise for making us, for creating us, for fashioning us in your image. God, we're grateful for the good gifts that you provide, like an evening such as this, of communities getting to gather together around the game of football. And God, we ask that everything that happens here this evening would be done for your glory and honor. We thank you for the great love that you have shown us through your Son Christ. That although us and all of our brokenness have severed that relationship with you because of our sin, you sent Christ to do for us what we couldn't do for ourselves. And so we give you great thanks for him tonight. We pray that everything, again, that happens on the field, in the bleachers, would be honoring to you, our King. It's in his name that we pray. It's for him that we play. Amen.
gentlemen, it's Friday night.
And the marching band with the national anthem complete. We're just about ready for football on a Friday night as the clock is winding down, about 7.5 minutes to go before the season gets underway here at home between CVCA and Woodridge. We're talking about the Royals record book before the national anthem and the opening prayer, and talking about the exploits of Joey Kopech, who's marching up the order on many of the records all time here at CVCA. Mentioned his 6 interceptions a year ago, and the fact that he is second best all time in a single season and just 2 interceptions away from the all-time lead in pickoffs for a CVCA Royals player. Kopech, as we mentioned briefly at the start, signed or committed to play football next year and the next 4 years at Division I Rutgers University for the Rutgers Scarlet Knights in the off-season, and they're looking at him as a linebacker despite all of his offensive exploits here in Cuyahoga Falls. He's not the only one that's heading up the record books here at CVCA. Senior quarterback Charlie Levac is tied for 9th all-time in career rushing touchdowns with 21, and he should quickly move up that list as well with the amount of times he gets the ball, especially down near the end zone. He's also tied now for 3rd all-time in career touchdown passes, just 8 away from 2nd place. And with a good season this year, he might move into that 2nd place position. Levac also 5th in career passing yards, needing just 62 yards tonight to move into 4th place. We mentioned this is a long-time series between CVCA and Woodridge. It's the 30th year of football here at Cuyahoga Valley Christian Academy, and this is the most commonly played non-conference game in Royals history, the 18th time that CVCA and Woodridge come together. And speaking of coming together, here come the Royals. Something new this year, CVCA entering the field and getting the crowd on their feet from the east end zone. So a little bit new in terms of what we're not accustomed to seeing. See what else happens new tonight is the Royals wearing their all-black uniforms, black bottoms, black tops, the royal blue numerals, ensconced in white outlines, the black CVCA helmet with the blue CVCA lion on the side. As we mentioned, 18th meeting all-time between the two teams. CVCA does lead this all-time series 11-6, and they've won the last 4 games played between CVCA and Woodridge. It has been a series of streaks going way back to the early 2000s. The Royals won the first 7 contests between these two teams, but then it switched, and Woodridge reeled off 6 straight wins against CVCA. That streak was broken 4 years ago, and the Royals have now won the last 4 games against Woodridge, including last year's game played at Woodridge High School. It was a monsoon, if you remember, the first Friday night in September, and I have never been more wet at a football game despite having all kinds of rain gear on. 28-0 CVCA walked away with a very, very wet victory a year ago. There is no rain in the forecast tonight, at least not now. Maybe some showers overnight later, but right now it is perfectly sunny or partly cloudy. A beautiful night, 73 degrees at kickoff. It's been a windy day, winds out of the west sustained at 12 miles an hour with gusts north of 20 expected, but they are also expected to calm down a bit. Head coaches, John DeRio, the head coach at Woodridge, mentioned it's his first year at Woodridge, his 3rd year overall. He is 4-17 in 2 years at Ellett. Admittedly a tough assignment, but he did lead the Orangemen to the playoffs in his first year there. Before his first head coaching job, DeRio had stops at Stowe, Barberton, Revere, and Rittman. Mick Cook, the CVCA head coach, comes into his 5th season for CVCA, 31-16 as the Royals head coach. He recorded his 50th career win against Woodridge a year ago, and now has a record of 60 wins, 49 losses overall. Earlier in his career, Cook rebuilt the Chicago Christian High School program and left that program better than he found it. In fact, they won the state championship in Illinois last fall. He did spend 1 year founding the Grove City Christian program in Franklin County, Ohio in the early 2000s. Social media reminder, make sure you follow us on social media at Facebook, Instagram, and on X. Social media handle is at CVCA Livestream. We're ready to go with football on a Friday night here from CVCA. The Royals are set to get the ball first tonight, and Woodridge in their visiting white uniforms and maroon numerals, maroon helmets will kick off. And to kick the ball off, it is Jonathan Tyree, a sophomore kicker, 5'11", 155, back deep for CVCA to get the season underway at home. Joey Kopech and Zach Anderson, and they are sitting at their 3-yard line. Tyree puts a boot into it, and it will be fielded at about the 5-yard line, bobbled there. The Royals, Kopech has it, the 15, bobs to his left, gets across the 20-yard line, and CVCA will start their first series on offense tonight from their own 24-yard line. 21 yards on the return for Joey Kopech. The offense will take to the field first. Good crowd filing in on the far side. It is new family tailgate night here at CVCA on opening night. Upwards of 700 spectators and CVCA new family members are here. They enjoyed food trucks and a whole assortment of activities before the game. So a huge crowd here on the home side as the Royals set up in the offensive formation. The wing tee. Charlie Levac under center with 3 backs in the backfield. And the first run is a handoff off the left side. Not much there, and a flag is down. First play of the game, and so we'll wait for the call. Zach Anderson did get the carry. As you watch the replay here, it's a hold against CVCA. So they'll march the ball back 10 yards, and the Royals will have first down and 20. They move the ball back to the 16-yard line. So first and 20. They're going to run it again, and Woodridge is in the Royals' backfield. Nice play right there by the defensive front of the Woodridge Bulldogs. Kopech not much there. Kellen Moore on that tackle. Let's take a look at the Royals starters on offense. Charlie Levac, the quarterback, Nick Schober, Joey Kopech, and Zach Anderson in the backfield. Carter Walkley, the tight end, and Braden Harris, the wide receiver. That line, Martin, Brown, Newmeyer, Truax, and Kautzman, for the Royals. We'll see second down and 18 as a short 2-yard gain for Kopech there. Levac's going to roll out and dump it. Near side, it's Kopech with it. It looked like a face mask is going to be called on this play. Flag is down. Kopech across the original line of scrimmage, but they're going to tack on about 15 more yards. And there it is. Face mask is the signal. And you watch that face mask. Flags flying everywhere.
Flag on the play is personal foul, face mask against the Bulldogs.
So first and 10 on the penalty.
First and 10 for the Royals.
First down and 10 for the Royals across the 42-yard line. They'll spot it actually at the 43-yard line, and the Royals will run off left side. This is Reed Jones across the 50, close to a first down. He's escorted out of bounds by number 10, Sean Thompson.
Reed Jones.
You'll get the replay right here, and you see Jones following his blockers into some open green pasture in front of him as he's across midfield. It's a pickup of 8 yards. Actually, they'll make it 9 yards for Jones. Second down and 1. Spotted on the 48-yard line of the Bulldogs. First drive of the night for CVCA, first drive of the night for everyone. Right up the middle, the fullback dive, and a first down for CVCA. And that was number 6,
senior
Wesley Keeler.
That's good for the Royals. First down.
First and 10, CVCA. You see Keeler once again right up the middle. And on the tackle for Woodridge was number 23, Ramon Lucas. Back to live action. Pair of backs in the backfield this time. Levac's going to roll out to his right. Looks, throws downfield, wide open, and just out of the reach of Braden Harris, who just could not haul that one in. So second and 10 as the Royals take a shot right there. Just a little bit too far that ball was. Harris could not catch up to it, so 2nd and 10 from the 43-yard line coming up for CVCA. Take a look at the Woodridge defensive starters. They run that 3-3-5. It's Norton, Moore, and Taylor on the defensive line. They run 3 linebackers, Dominic Dunlap, Nicholas Mull, and Brady Taylor. And then they run 5 secondary players as the Royals will run it right here up the middle and wide open for a big gain. Still going. It looks like Zach Anderson. And it was Anderson all the way down to the 24-yard line. It's a pickup of 19 yards. They'll mark it at the 23, so a full 20-yard gain for Anderson right there. And the Royals are nearing the red zone for the first time tonight. First down and 10, CVCA. Kopech bounces off the left side across the 15, and he's going to be escorted out of bounds. Another good gain for Joey Kopech.
On the carry for the Royals, number 20, Joey Kopech.
Kopech's marked out of bounds at the 15-yard line, so it's a pickup of 8 yards. 2nd down and 2 as you get another look at it right here. He's bottled up the middle, bounced it right outside, hurdled a player right there, jumped right over Aiden Smith, and out of bounds at the 15-yard line. 2nd down and 2. Referees are having a discussion here. The scoreboard has not changed the down and distance yet, and the yard marker has also not moved. We've got a personal foul against CVCA. So the Royals are going to be flagged for a personal foul.
Personal foul against the Royals. We'll do it again here, first down.
And so the play is going to be wiped out. And so then march the ball all the way back to the 34-yard line on the personal foul penalty. So after all that is said and done, it's 1st down and 21. No indication of what the personal foul was, but CVCA will look to pass it here on 1st and 21. Levac pointing downfield. He's being chased, escapes one, and is taken out of bounds. And might have been a late hit on the far side, but no flag down, and Levac pops right back up and is back to the near side to get the next play call. 1st and 21, it'll be 2nd down and 12, so a pickup of 9 yards as you see the field view of Levac's rush to the far side. Jonathan Tyree tripped up Levac, and so the Royals will have 2nd and 12 from the 25-yard line. Play clock down to 11 seconds as Levac gets back to the huddle. The Royals break it quickly. Down to 5. Royals trying to get this play off, and they do. They'll hand it off left side, and the corner is gotten across the 15, across the 10, and out of bounds inside the 10-yard line. On the carry for CVCA was Tommy Kopech, his first touch of the night. 1st down, CVCA.
That's good for another Royals. 1st down.
They mark him down at the 10-yard line, so it's a pickup of 10. It's 1st down and goal, CVCA from the 10-yard line. And Fox 8 hovering overhead, hoping they might get a sky score right here. Wing T offense for CVCA from the 10-yard line, 1st down and goal to go. They're going to again go left side. Tiptoeing across the 10, down the 5. Ball is out on the ground. Woodridge says they have it, and they do. A turnover for CVCA, and Woodridge staves off the Royals' drive and effort to get to the end zone.
Number 23, Ramon Lucas.
Ramon Lucas came up with that ball. It was stripped, and Woodridge keeps the Royals out of the end zone. And you see the end of that play right there. Woodridge will take over 1st down and 10. All right, so Woodridge starts their first drive of the night, first down and 10 from the 2-yard line. And in at quarterback, as we mentioned before, is number 11, Carter Maxa. The power spread offense for Woodridge. Have to get out of the shadow of their own goalpost. Up the middle, Tyree has it. Jonathan Tyree with the first carry of the night. Doesn't get a whole lot. They'll mark it out to the 4-yard line. So a pickup of 2 yards, second down and 8. Tommy Kopech in there on the tackle. Maxa again, starting his second game of his career, just a sophomore. He's going to roll to his left and look to throw, unless he tucks it and runs. He does throw, and it is knocked away on the far side by Nathan Cook. A dangerous pass play right there by Maxa. Incomplete, third down.
Broken up nicely on the play, number 7, Nathan Cook.
Looking at those starters, Maxa the quarterback. Ryland West, Nasir Williams-Clay, Travis Walker. The other skill players, the line up front, Xavier Covelli, Rainier Moore, Brady Taylor, Jacob Englehart, and on Barlow. Third and 8. Out of the shotgun, and movement all over the place. We'll wait to see what the flag and penalty is called, whether it's on the offense or the defense. Dead ball, encroachment on CVCA. So they'll march 5 yards off against the Royals, and it will be third down and 3.
Flag on the play, forces against the Royals.
That makes the conversion opportunity a bit easier here for Woodridge. Third and 3. Maxa on the draw play up the middle, and it's going to be first down yardage. A nice play call and a nice run by Jonathan Tyree. Royals did not give up their first down on defense until about a minute to go last week. Woodridge, with the benefit of that third down penalty, a shorter conversion opportunity, and they move the chains right here. First and 10, Woodridge from the 17-yard line. Looking at the CVCA defensive starters here. Dirk Geiger, Mason Fry, and Paul Tepley up front. The linebacking core, anchored by the 2 Kopechs with Wesley Keeler and Reed Jones in the middle, as Tyree runs it again and gets bottled up in the backfield. Ball is on the ground, and the Royals are saying they have it. Whistles blow, and the Royals do. It's a turnover. So the Royals take the ball right back.
Double recovery by the Royals. They're not going to lose number 26, Reed Jones, and on the recovery, number
Reed
9.
Jones forces the fumble, and Dirk Geiger scoops it up for the Royals, and the Royals are back in business inside the red zone from their own 14-yard line. First and 10, CVCA from the Woodridge 14-yard line as they try and restart the drive that was ended by the fumble just moments ago, and they took it right back. Left side run across the 10 down to about the 8-yard line for CVCA. It's a pickup of about 6. Tommy Kopech got the carry. Nicholas Mall brought him down. Officially they give him 5 yards, so second down at 5. The ball spotted on the 9-yard line. 7.5 minutes to go here in the first quarter. No score from CVCA, the Royals, and Woodridge. Royals big favorites tonight against this Woodridge squad. The Bulldogs turned them away on the first drive, but here the Royals trying to punch it in. Left side toward the end zone, and touchdown, CVCA. Joey Kopech on the touchdown carry for CVCA. Six nothing CVCA. And in to kick the extra point is a new kicker for CVCA this year, Luke McQuillan. And the snap is down, and McQuillan's kick is up, and it splits the uprights. It's good, so it's 7 minutes and 6 seconds to go in the first quarter. CVCA leads this one 7-0. There's the replay. Joey Kopech into the end zone for the first time this season. Jonathan Tyree, no match for Joey Kopech as he neared the goal line, and you see it from ground level. Kopech got ahead of steam, and Tyree did his best, but Joey Kopech into the end zone in the blue paint, and the Royals lead 7-0. So 7-0 CVCA, and that gives us an opportunity to remind you to follow us on social media by searching the social media handle at CVCA Livestream on X, Instagram, and Facebook. If you're watching us tonight on YouTube, make sure you subscribe to the CVCA Livestream YouTube channel to ensure you're aware of all future broadcast information. We didn't get a chance to go over the injury report in detail for the Royals before the game. Backup quarterback Alex Mamoni is unavailable tonight with a lower body injury. So if a second quarterback is needed tonight for CVCA, it's sophomore Jackson Cruz who will get the first call. But Charlie Levac hopes to be playing 4 full quarters tonight. For Woodridge, we detailed the challenges in the QB room for the Bulldogs with Johnston, Williams-Clay, and the third-string quarterback for Woodridge, also unavailable, Blake Pumper. If a quarterback is needed, it'll be Springer. Here's the kickoff for the Royals, and it's going to be fielded from the 11-yard line. It's Tyree with it. Tyree is bottled up and taken down on the 24-yard line, and Woodridge will start out on offense with slightly better field position the first time, but they will start out this time trailing 7-0. Evan Wenzel on the tackle for CVCA. And Maxa back out there for Woodridge at quarterback. We'll see what the Bulldogs can do. They did get a first down in that first drive before putting it on the turf. And Maxa will operate out of the shotgun. He'll fake the handoff and roll to his right, dumps it near side, and it's dropped. That pass was intended for Kellen Moore.
Number 13, Kellen Moore. Incomplete.
Second down and 10. Joey Kopech was in the neighborhood in coverage from his linebacker spot on the left side of the defensive formation. Maxa looks to the sideline. This Woodridge squad has co-offensive coordinators Tyler Rex and Jeremy Maxa. Quick pass, and he dumps that one into the turf beads on the far side. Just a poor pass intended for number 14, Nasir Williams-Clay. So 3rd and 10.
Royal fans, let's hear it. It's third.
6:53 to go first quarter. Royals leading 7-0. And that's a pass over the middle, caught, complete to Moore. First down yardage across the 35-yard line to the 37-yard line.
13, Kellen Moore. Number 7 of the Royals, Nathan Cook.
Kellen Moore is the leading receiver for this Woodridge Bulldogs outfit. Came into the game with 6 catches and a touchdown, 203 yards receiving in just 2 games. So he's a man that the Royals will have to look out for. So 1st and 10 from the Woodridge 37-yard line. They'll run it this time. And the Royals' interior defensive line is not fooled, and they are pointing like they have the ball. They come out of the pile with it, but the referees are not convinced. I'm going to say the runner was down, and so it's 2nd down and 10. 7-0 CVCA. And we're looking at the records here on the score bug. Obviously, it's not 8-2 and 3-8. We'll see if we can get those corrected. work on that for you. We like to call it the font police. There's always something that misses the pregame overview, but right now we're going to get a timeout on the field.
Timeout on the field, Bulldogs.
Timeout Woodridge.
Well, fans, we'd like to take a moment to welcome all of our new CVCA families to tonight's game. Hope you had a great time.
So timeout Woodridge.
Joining your starting
Here
game.
they will have second down and 10
Go Royals.
when we return. If you're just joining us, Joey Kopech got the Royals on the board first with a touchdown run. Both teams put the ball on the turf on their first drives. The CVCA converted after Woodridge's fumble on a 14-yard touchdown drive. Kopech from inside the 10-yard line. Got the Royals their only score to date. And a pass play to the near side. Sails over the head of the intended receiver. That was number 10, Sean Thompson. So third down and 10.
Quarterback's pass incomplete. Brings it 3rd and 10.
Maxo waits for the call from the sideline. He'll look to pass on 3rd and 10, gets flushed to his left side, throws deep. He's got a man wide open and overthrows Jonathan Tyree, who would have had 6. Tyree was 10 yards behind the nearest CVCA receiver, and a missed opportunity right there for the Woodridge Bulldogs. So 4th down and Woodridge forced to punt. And Max will wish he had that one back. Back deep for CVCA is a pair of punt returners. Kick is away, and it's going to bounce, and it will be fielded. Across the 25, across the 30. CVCA's Nick Schober gets the ball across the 35-yard line before he's taken down. And the Royals will have the ball once again. You get those records corrected now, the score bug. Giving both these teams more credit than they deserve coming into this contest. So 1st and 10 Royals from their own 39-yard line. All right, Levac back under center for the Royals, leading 7-0 from the 39-yard line. Put a man in motion, a lead blocker, and across the 40, 45, out to the 49-yard line is CVCA's running game. And that was number 6 on the carry for the Royals, Wesley Keeler. And he's got enough for the first down, 10 yards on the gain, right to the 49-yard line.
For another Royals first down.
It is a full house here on the home side tonight, and they've moved the student section to the east side of the field as well, and the cheerleaders, so we've got a little reversal of what we had in years past. Short gain that time across midfield, just barely to the 49-yard line. Reed Jones on the carry for CVCA. They'll give him 1, 2nd down and 9 coming up. I mentioned Reed Jones is kind of the change of pace player for CVCA in the backfield. You've already seen Joey Kopech, Tommy Kopech, Wesley Keeler, Reed Jones carry the ball, and Zach Anderson. So 5 running backs have carried the ball in the first 7.5 minutes of play for CVCA. Right now the Royals rushing yardage is already adding up. We'll get the total after this next play, but this one's going to be a pass play Oh, actually, it'll be a run. Levac keeps it himself to the 40. Levac on his horse to the 30, 25, 20, and finally ushered out of bounds inside the 15-yard line. It's a big gain for Royals senior quarterback Charlie Levac. They'll mark him out of bounds on the 15-yard line, a pickup of 35 yards for CVCA. And the Royals 167 yards rushing in the first 7 minutes and 53 seconds of this first quarter. We do have the record book, and at this pace, we might be digging through it if they keep up the rest of the evening. 1st and 10 from the 15-yard line. And that is a gain close to the 10. It's number 8, Zach Anderson on that carry. He'll pick up 5 yards. 172. That is not a misprint. The Royals' first drive ended with a turnover, a fumble on the 2-yard line after they drove the length of the field. They scored in the second drive, a short drive from the 14. This drive started in their own 39. Here it's 2nd and 5 from the 10. They'll go left side. It's Kopech again, and he's into the end zone for his second touchdown. Touchdown, CVCA. Joey Kopech into the end zone for the second time in the first quarter, and the Royals lead mushrooms out to 13-0. As the Royal student section and marching band celebrates, referee blew whistle and he sends one of the CVCA players to the near sideline. Not sure why. It's number 32 entering the game for CVCA, Carson Warren. And it's Carson Warren who'll kick this extra point. Last Saturday, Carson Warren kicked a 35-yard extra point in the JV game. It was the only touchdown of the night for CVCA's JV, and it won the game for them. Here, his kick is up, and it is through the uprights and good. Carson Warren makes it 14-0 CVCA with 3:24 to go here in the first quarter. Once again, the touchdown for CVCA, Joey Kopech, the senior, number 20. Kopech, his second touchdown of the night, and from ground level, you see him finding the hole and then just putting the foot in the ground and his feet in front of the other until he got to the end zone. Once again, CVCA 14 and Woodridge nothing. CVCA cheerleaders back in action this year, and they might get a workout in their first home game tonight. 14-0. That makes it 21 leg kicks in the first quarter, and they are likely not done. So Woodridge heads back out, and they'll try and get something going. They've had a couple of good first downs. They would have had a touchdown had Carter Maxa hit Jonathan Tyree, who was streaking downfield 10 yards behind the Royals secondary, but it was overthrown. So Woodridge is like a play or two away from having at least a fair amount of success in this game to start with. But they do not, and they trail 14-0. They've gotten behind early, and it's going to be an uphill battle for the Bulldogs. And it is Warren out to kick off for CVCA. Not sure why they would have sent McQuillan back to the sideline. But we're quickly trying to get it out there that Carson Warren, number 32 for CVCA, with that 35-yard point after touchdown. It came after a penalty on the touchdown score for the JV last week, and he booted it. It would have been good from 45, almost 50. Here, it's Tyree who picks it up. And Tyree with a load of speed. He breaks to the outside, and Jonathan Tyree is off to the races. Tyree, 30, 20, 15, 10, 5, touchdown Woodridge. But a flag is down. And this one is coming back.
Number 1, Jonathan Tyree on the return. Flag on the play.
And Woodridge with a bolt of excitement, but it is going to be for naught. The flag is down on the 28-yard line, right about where Tyree broke into the open, broke through the hole. And it's going to be an illegal block in the back. An illegal block wipes out the touchdown for Jonathan Tyree. And Woodridge will have to start out from deep in their own territory. Not encroachment, apologies for that. Illegal block in the back. And so it wipes out the touchdown. Instead, it's 1st and 10 from their own 19-yard line. So Maxa out of the shotgun. He'll hand off. And across the 20 to about the 22-yard line, perhaps the 23 on 1st down, a gain of 4. 2nd down and 6. Joey Kopech in there on the tackle. On the carry, it was number 23, Ramon Lucas. He's a junior, 5'11", 170 in the backfield for the Bulldogs. Second and 6, empty backfield. We'll bring a man in motion. It's a roll out to the right, a quick pass, and it is caught by Moore, who was summarily brought down to the turf by a pair of CVCA defenders. Close to a 1st down. Braden Harris on the tackle. So Moore's 13 and Harris, number 13, in on that play. It's a pickup of 5 yards. It'll be 3rd down and a long 1. Check that. They're going to actually move the chains. 1st down and 10. So they'll give him 6 yards on the catch.
1st and 10 for the Bulldogs.
So another 1st down for Woodridge as we're winding down to a minute 38 to go here in the 1st quarter. Handoff up the middle and swallowed up as the running back by the CVCA defense. Again, Lucas on the carry. Did not get much. Tommy Kopech first in there on the tackle for CVCA. Second down and 11, under a minute to go here, 1st quarter. Once again, empty backfield. Maxa looks, and now he's taken down for a sack. Dropped for a loss. In there on the tackle and the sack for CVCA, number 9, Dirk Geiger, his 1st sack of the season. A loss of 5, it's 3rd down and 15 now. Ball on the 24-yard line. The Bulldogs do not have to snap it. The play clock at 15, the game clock was at 15. Now it is at 10, 2-second differential, and they will not. Head coach John DeRios signals to his team to come to the sideline, and that's how we're going to end the 1st quarter of play. 1 quarter in the books from CVCA, and the score is CVCA 14 and Woodridge nothing. So 14-0 CVCA at the end of the 1st quarter. And at the 1st quarter break, it's our opportunity to remind you that somehow half a decade is in the books as we start season 6 of CVCA Livestream. Tonight marks our 160th broadcast in the last 5 years. That's right, 160 professionally produced by an all-volunteer team. What began during COVID has become a tradition, but it's not free. Video equipment, software expenses, and audio upgrades cost about $5,000 per football season on average. Historically, this team absorbed all of those costs, but for the first time a year ago, we partnered with CVCA to allow you to give directly to help offset these expenses. Gifts to support CVCA Livestream are tax deductible when made to CVCA. Simply scan the QR code on the screen or visit the link on that screen and note CVCA Livestream in the comments when you make your donation. Thanks for watching and thank you for supporting CVCA Livestream. We start the second quarter here and it's 3rd down and 15. Maxa sacked again. Just buried under a relentless pressure of the defense for CVCA. And Geiger again in there on the sack. 2 plays in a row for Dirk Geiger, the senior. And Maxa is taken down all the way back at the 16-yard line. It'll be 4th down and 23, a loss of 8 on that play. So the Royals should get good field position once again, and what could have been for Jonathan Tyree. He could have 2 touchdowns tonight. Instead, an overthrown pass and a inopportune flag. And Woodridge still looking for their first points. The punt is not fielded, it bounces, and it comes to a stop on the CVCA 46-yard line. That's where CVCA will set up for their first plays of the second quarter. The Royals leading 14-0.
There's a 1st and 10 for the Royals.
Aiden Smith is in there as the punter for Woodridge. Carter Maxa has been the punter so far this season, but Aiden Smith looks like he's getting the call tonight. Max has been busy this year. Tight end, quarterback, receiver, punter, just a sophomore. You can see they've got pieces here at Woodridge. Got to put it together. Looks like the ball was touched right at midfield as they moved it up to the 50-yard line, right on the nose of the 50-yard line. So 1st and 10 Royals from midfield, going left to right here in this second quarter. Once again, the wing T in the backfield, 3 running backs. And the handoff is to the left side. They continue to run that way. And it's a pickup of 6 yards, 2nd down and 4.
For the Royals, number 24,
Tommy Kopech that time on the carry for CVCA. And the Royals are running behind left tackle Brady Martin, the 3rd-team All-Stater a year ago, and Eli Brown on that left side. And it's working for them. 2nd down and 4. Levac under some pressure, tries to evade. Broken play now, still running. He's going to run out of bounds. It's going to be a sack and a huge loss. Taken down out of bounds. And Levac should likely have unloaded that ball, but probably couldn't find a receiver. A big loss on that play, and it's a team sack for the Bulldogs. Everett Norton was in the neighborhood, so he'll get credit for that sack for Woodridge. All the way back to the Royals' 41-yard line. A loss of 15 yards on the play. So on 3rd down and forever for the Royals, they're going to run it, and Joey Kopech has it. And Joey Kopech cross midfield. He's going to pick up 14 yards. It's 4th and considerable, or 4th and makeable. It looks like the Royals will have a decision to make, a pickup of 14 yards on that play. Levac back out to the huddle, looking to the sideline. No sign of any punter. In fact, the Royals have yet to punt this season, and they will go for it on 4th down and 5. Braden Harris splits out to the near side. The only receiver in the formation, a pair of options in the backfield. And it's a pitch to the near side. Kopech across the 45. He's got the first down at the 40, and he's still going. Kopech 30, 20, 15, 10, 5, and taken down at the 4-yard line. 41 more yards for CVCA.
Number 20, Joey Kopech. 1st and goal for the Royals.
Here's the replay. 4th down and 5, and Joey Kopech, with his brother as a lead blocker, sealed the corner, and Kopech Braden Harris downfield blocking, and it wasn't until number 10, Sean Thompson, caught up with Kopech. First down and goal to go from the 4-yard line. Here we go. Run play to the near side to the corner, and touchdown, CVCA. Another CVCA touchdown is in the books, and this time it's number 6 for CVCA, Wesley Keeler. Keeler gets his second touchdown of the season. The Royals lead now 20-0 with an extra point to come. And the kick is up, and this one is good. 9 minutes, 6 seconds to go. And CVCA leading at 21-0 early here in the second quarter. And we'll get a chance now to look at the game stats live scoring. So we'll bring them up on the screen. And there you see it. And those stats have not updated, so we'll take that off the board and we'll see if we can get that to update. But obviously 35s across the board is not right. We'll take a look and see if we can get that to work. But I'll give them to you and let you know that CVCA is up to 247 yards rushing, minus 5 yards passing, so 242 yards overall of offense for CVCA here in the first quarter and 3 minutes. So 15 minutes in the books, and the Royals have 250 yards of offense. Well, the last time Woodridge had a kickoff, Jonathan Tyree took it to the house, but the touchdown was negated by an illegal block in the back. We'll see what the Royals choose to do this time, and they pooch it. They've seen enough of Tyree, but he's going to get his hands on it on the far side. And this time the Royals coverage team is there to make the play, and it'll be 1st and 10 Woodridge from the 33-yard line. It was Kellen Moore, Tyree on the near side, so Kellen Moore fielded that kickoff return. 21-0 Royals here with 9:02 to go in the second quarter. First down is a pass play to the far side, overthrown, incomplete, so second down and 10. Maxo was looking for number 3, Travis Walker, on that play. Maxo rolls to his left, looking downfield now under pressure. He's going to be taken down, and that will be a sack. Behind the line of scrimmage by a yard. Wesley Keeler, who scored the touchdown a moment ago for CVCA, gets a 2-yard sack. At the very least, a tackle for loss for Keeler. And suddenly it's 3rd down and 12, once again for Woodridge. Maxa under pressure again, and he's going to be taken down. The line is just given up. And the quarterback room already with 3 quarterbacks unable to play. Maxa is just being pummeled, and he shakes that one off, and Dirk Geiger in there once again, another sack for him. Loss of 9. and Woodridge just going backwards. So the Royals should get good field position once again. The kick is away. And this one is fielded from the 45-yard line, and good defensive coverage there. A short run, and the Royals will take over first down and 10 from their own 48-yard line. All right, we'll take a break right here and talk about the Royals Power Meal program, which continues with Team 30, local restaurant providing Royals with a meal on the day before the game. And this week's first Power Meal sponsor is Jimmy's Backyard Barbecue on Graham Road in Cuyahoga Falls. Jimmy's Backyard Barbecue's won multiple rib competitions, sauce competitions, and restaurant competitions across Ohio. The meats are hand-rubbed and hickory smoked on a daily basis in each of our locations. Stop on down to Jimmy's for their signature sandwich, the Jimmy's Chin Dipper, Ripper, and the Jimmy Boy. When you visit them in Cuyahoga Falls this weekend, be sure to thank them for their support of Royals football and the Royals Power Meal program. Speaking of the Royals, first down and 10, another big run. It could be to the house. Kopech on his way again, and Joey Kopech is in the end zone. Touchdown, 52 yards for Joey Kopech, and the Royals are pouring it on. The Bulldogs have no answers whatsoever for the CVCA running game. A one-play, 52-yard scoring drive for CVCA. Joey Kopech is in the end zone for the third time tonight. And Kopech, 8 carries, 154 yards. Still the first half. The kick is up and through the uprights, and it's good. The Royals lead now with 7 minutes and 12 seconds to go in the first half. 28-0, and here it is. Kopech got a block there and then just was off to the races. Joey Kopech was held out of the end zone last week. He's not held out of the end zone tonight. And the Royals rushing total up to 284 yards. Kopech right into your living room and into the end zone for CVCA tonight. Back out to the kicking game. Carson Warren brings the tee out there. And they've got a lot of practice on both sides with kick coverage and kick return here in the first half from Royal Stadium. First of 2-game homestand for CVCA here in September. Royals will be back in action next week on Friday night. Homecoming. Just 4 home games this year, so homecoming comes early on September 12th. Akron Garfield is the opponent. Right now it's Woodridge, and the CVC's seen enough of Jonathan Tyree returning kicks. They pooch it again, and the coverage is strong at the 30-yard line. It looked like that came down to number 20, Dominic Dunlap, on the return. And Carter Maxa has to go back out there and get back under center in the shotgun formation. And on the last drive, Dirk Geiger with 3 consecutive sacks. Number 9 in your program for CVCA. Senior 6'3", 205. First and 10, Woodridge from their own 30-yard line. High snap. Maxa tries to evade the rush, flush to the outside. He's going to slide, and he'll get a gain of about 7 yards, and flags fly. And we'll wait for the call.
Maxa on the keeper for the Bulldogs. Flag on the play.
Referee looking to the near sideline. Dead ball, personal foul against CVCA. So a 7-yard gain and a 15-yard penalty on top of that. And so that'll move the Woodridge drive out to the 48-yard line. of the Royals. So their first foray into Royals territory tonight. First down and 10, Woodridge. They'll run it. Tyree. It's across the 45 out to the 44-yard line. He'll pick up 4. That's a keep you honest kind of play right there. After all the pressure the Royals will be getting in the backfield. Positive play for the Bulldogs. Second down and 6.
Jonathan Tyree on the carry for the Bulldogs. It's a 2nd and 6 for Woodridge.
Pass play to the near side, complete. Kellen Moore has it. A trio of Royals converge on him. It'll be a short gain to the 42-yard line, perhaps the 41. Tommy Kopech was in there, so is Joey Kopech. So third down. They'll mark it at the 41-yard line. Third down and 3.
Royal fans, it's third.
Woodridge trying to move the chains. Max out of the shotgun. They'll run it. Tyree dips and cannot get to the 40-yard line. He's going to be short of the first down. He'll pick up 1. He needed 3. It's 4th and 2.
Brought down by number 6,
Wesley Keeler in there on the tackle for CVCA.
4th and 30.
They actually mark him back to the original line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. 4th down and 3. They'll keep the offense on the field. Coach Durayo knows the score, knows what he's up against, and sees this as an opportunity to try and keep the drive going, keep the ball away from that powerful CVCA offense. So they'll go for it. Maxa rolls to his right. There's a tackle. Throw long down the field, and it is incomplete. There was a tackle in the backfield, no call, but it does not matter, as the ball will turn over on down. CVCA turns away the Bulldogs at their own 41-yard line, and the offense will head back out on the field. Offense back on the field for CVCA. 28-0. Joey Kopech with 3 touchdowns on the night so far. Last time the Royals had the ball, he scampered 52 yards on 1 play for another touchdown for the Royals. Here, they'll hand it off again, go right side, and this time Tommy Kopech is off to the races. Kopech, 20, 15, 10, 5, touchdown, CVCA. Tommy Kopech says, anything my brother can do, I can do better. And he goes into the end zone for the 5th touchdown of the night for CVCA, 59 yards. $343 yards rushing for CVCA here in this first half. Big play after big play after big play, and it's 34-0 with an extra point to come. And the extra point is good, so with 4 minutes and 13 seconds, Luke McQuillan's boot puts the Royals up 35-0. Here it is again. Tommy Kopech gets the carry this time. Cut inside and outside. The stiff arm right there on Woodridge's number 10, Sean Thompson, and then he outraces number 5, Aiden Smith, into the end zone. And Tommy Kopech gets another Kopech into the record books tonight. Royals leading 35-0. So 35-0. CVCA pouring it on Woodridge. And with a 30-point differential, I believe the running clock waits to the second half, but we'll see what they choose to do here. But we have reached running clock territory. And once again, the kickoff is pooched and fielded at the 28-yard line and right into a pile of CVCA coverage men. Again, it's number 20, Dominic Dunlap, on the return.
Right on the west on the return for the Bulldogs. Right down by number 53 of the Royals, Paul Tepley.
Paul Tepley down there for the tackle for CVCA. Head public address announcer LT Newland called out Ryland West on that return, 25 instead of 20. So we'll give him the credit. And the credit is first down yardage at the 34-yard line for the Bulldogs once again. This time Maxa under center. They'll run it up the middle with Tyree. He does not get much.
Tyree on the carry for Woodridge. Down by number 24 of the Royals.
No gain on that run for Tyree. Second down and 10. $35-0 CVCA. The Royals led 35-0 last week. So timeout Woodridge, and that is going to give us an opportunity to talk about something that's kind of important this year for CVCA. We want to highlight a sticker on the back of the CVCA helmet this season. It's a round yellow sticker with the hashtag 4MUK, hashtag 4MUK, and there it is right there. This offseason, the theme for CVCA football was Hard Street. It's a rallying cry that takes on multiple meanings, the least of which is you need to put in the work in order to get the result. Life isn't always about the easy path, and there's no better example of that than the Lord Jesus Christ himself, who walked down Hard Street to the cross, all for a single purpose, to redeem us. Proof positive that Christian life is not always easy. And that point was driven home when news broke just before the first scrimmage in August that longtime CVCA assistant coach Paul McClevich was diagnosed with stage 4 colon cancer. Coach Muck, as he's called, said it himself when he shared the devastating news with school staff and the team. Following the lead of our Lord Jesus Christ, I'm asking God if there's any other way, yet not my will, but his be done. So this Team 30 is wearing the hashtag 4MUK sticker this season as they are praying for him, playing for him, and here for him. As you think about CVCA football this fall, we ask that you pray for Coach Muck, for his wife, their children, as they walk through whatever the future holds. Hashtag 4MUK, Hard Street for CVCA football this season. And now back to football action, third down and 11 for Woodridge. They'll run the ball, and CVCA makes the tackle in the backfield. A flag is down once again, and we will wait for the call. Ryland West had the carry. Bennett McCubbin was in there on the tackle. And it is a hold against Woodridge. That penalty is declined. And so it'll bring up fourth down for Woodridge. Punting unit coming in. CVCA up big in this one, 35-0. 3 Joey Kopech touchdown runs. Tommy Kopech into the end zone, and Wesley Keeler as well. And the CVCA running game and offensive line, and really the lines in general, just dominating here in the first half against the Bulldogs tonight. They'll field the punt. And the return is on, out across the 40 to the 43-yard line. It's number 5 for the Royals, Nick Schober. You get another look at it right here. Maxa back in the backfield doing the punting. He's doing it all for this Woodridge team. Schober picked it up at the 31, brought it out to the 44-yard line. A return of 13 yards for CVCA. And with 2.5 minutes to go, the Royals will have another opportunity on offense. CVCA drove the length of the field on the first drive of the night, but put the ball on the turf and turned it over on the 2-yard line. They haven't done anything wrong since then. 5 straight drives and 5 straight touchdowns. 2 of them of the single play variety. Now Levac will operate out of the shotgun. So a new look for the Royals, and he'll look to pass far side, complete, and first down yardage on the far side of the field. Zach Anderson was split out there and made the catch. It's a pickup of 14 yards, 1st and 10 CVCA. The Woodridge defensive back on the far side tried to jump that pass. Sean Thompson had a 47-yard pick 6 last week for the Bulldogs on a play very similar to that one, but could not quite catch up to the pass. A long outlet to Zach Anderson, almost like a long running play. Again, out of the shotgun, down under 2 minutes is Levac, and he's going to hand it off the left side once again. Short gain. I believe that might have been Reed Jones inside the 40. And it was Jones, picks up 3 to the 37-yard line. Aiden Smith on the tackle. Clock continues to run, and a flag is down. After the play, it's a dead ball. Personal foul on Woodridge.
Personal foul against the Bulldogs.
And so now the Bulldogs are shooting themselves in the foot, giving CVCA a free 15 yards. And they quickly rewind the clock. Minute 24. And now whistles blow once again. They've stopped it at a minute 22. We are approaching halftime. We ask you to stick around at halftime. We've got a good show for you. Outstanding lineup, including both the CVCA and Woodridge marching bands. We'll have our regular segments like Royals at the next level in this day in Royals history, and we're excited to talk with CVCA Athletic Director John Young, who'll be our guest at halftime here in the Tower at Royal Stadium. Clock rewinds here, down under a minute 20. CVCA first down and 10 from the 22-yard line, leading 35-0, and looking for more to close out this first half. Levac rolls to his right, looks, throws toward the end zone, wide open CVCA touchdown. The Royals get another one, and it's Zach Anderson into the end zone for CVCA on the 22-yard touchdown pass from Charlie Levac. And the clock runs with the running clock invoked here. The Royals lead at 41-0 with an extra point to come. And you've got to think it might be a lot of the JV here in the second half of this one. CVCA all over Woodridge. The extra point is up, and it is good once again. Luke McQuillan puts the Royals up 42-0. Here's the touchdown pass from Levac. Zach Anderson got behind the defense. Number 4, Chris Carter, caught looking in the end zone or in the backfield, and Anderson just had to see that into his breadbasket for a touchdown. The Royals lead 42-0. And it looks like the scorebug has a mind of its own, already giving the Royals the win. That is a little bit premature, but we'll correct that at halftime once again. It's safe to say that the Royals are on their way to victory number 2 this season. Clock continues to run here, and the kickoff likely will not even have to happen. as we wind down toward halftime. Clock winds down in the first half. Halftime at Royal Stadium. CVCA with a huge first half. 42-0. CVCA leads it at the break. As we begin our halftime show right now, we're going to pause for a message and a word from Cuyahoga Valley Christian Academy. We'd love to meet you at CVCA as the cheerleaders are entertaining the crowd here at halftime. You can visit our campus and get a closer look at what CVCA is all about at one of our fall admissions events. Registration information will be coming soon, but you can write down the dates. The open house will be on October 23rd at 5 o'clock. Family preview nights on November 4th and 13th from 6 to 7:30. It's again October 23rd at 5 p.m. for the fall open house, and family preview nights on November 4th and 13th from 6 to 7:30. Applications for the 2026-27 school year will be available on October 1st, 2025. We're going to jump ahead to the regional standings and the out-of-town scoreboard at halftime here. So we'll see if we can get that stuff up for you and the graphics ready as the Woodridge band comes out. We'll be entertained by them in just a few moments. Here's the out-of-town scoreboard. These are our CVCA's opponents this year. Canton South, who the Royals defeated last week, is trailing Akron East. East High School 12-7 at the half. NDCL leads Kenston 14-7 at halftime. NDCL part of the new North Coast Conference. We'll talk to John Young about that in just a moment. Padua, another North Coast Conference team, trailing Bedford in the second quarter 13-3. Holy Name up on Marion Franklin. They've traveled down to the Columbus area and they lead 7-0 in the second quarter, trying to get back on the winning side of the ledger. Holy Name 1-1 so far this year. Youngstown Cheney all over Boardman, 45-14. The Royals have Boardman on the schedule at Boardman near Youngstown in week 5. Elyria Catholic trailing Midview 20-0 in the 20-7 in the second quarter. Elyria Catholic part of the North Coast Conference. And tomorrow a couple of games. Akron Garfield, who will be here next week, the opponent for homecoming. and Copley will play a game tomorrow at 2 o'clock. And then Lake Catholic at the JTO up in Mentor, their home field, will take on Akron Buchtel tomorrow night at 7 o'clock. That's the out-of-town scoreboard, all of CVCA's opponents this year. And now we'll take a look at the Region 9 standings. Coming up. And that is not the Region 9 standings. That's all right. We'll bring them up after. Right now, we're going to allow you to take about a minute or so and enjoy the Woodridge High School Marching Band. The Woodridge High School Marching Band entertaining CVCA's fans here at halftime. And actually, we'll do a pivot right now. We will bring the Region 9 standings up for you. All right, so we will not. There they were for just a second. And there they are. So Region 9, Division 3 is what CVCA is competing in this season. And you see after 1 week for CVCA and 2 weeks overall, the Royals in 7th place in the regional standings so far this year. The top 4 will get a home field bye. Well, they get a bye in the first round of the playoffs. That's why you see the top 4 in green. 12 teams will make the playoffs this year, so the next 8 will be the teams that will play in week 1 of the postseason. And then the teams 5 through 8 will get a home game, and then they'll be on the road for the second week against those top 4 teams. So 12 teams, not 16. 12 will make the playoffs this year. A lot of games we played, so those standings will change significantly between now and the end of the season. The Royals athletic teams have been in action this week, and we'll do a quick overview for you on the Royals athletic teams. Cross country traveled down to Marlington for the Ashley White Invitational last week, and both came away with first place victories, boys and girls, and Logan Romanini set a new sophomore record for CVCA. The teams will compete tomorrow at the Walsh Jesuit Pat Ritchie Invitational. Girls soccer won 1 and tied 1 this week. Jules Truax scored the equalizer with less than 10 minutes to go to salvage a 1-1 tie against Gilmore. And last night the team put up 4 goals in a 4-1 rout of Holy Name to bring the Lady Royals record to 3-1-2 on the season. Boys golf won a pair of matches this week against Canton Central Catholic and Copley. The boys soccer team posted a pair of shutouts this week against Holy Name and Hoban to improve their record to 4-2 this fall. Girls volleyball, it's been a bit of a struggle for them this season. The effort is there, but the results have not been. The Lady Royals compete in one of the toughest conferences in the entire state, where all but one team made a regional final a year ago. Lady Royals put 4 of their seniors from a year ago into the collegiate ranks, and so they're rebuilding a bit this year. This week, they dropped a pair of matches to Padua and to NDCL. And the girls tennis team, finally, they competed as well this week, and the beat goes on for the strong girls tennis program. A pair of 5-0 wins this week against Padua, and Lake Catholic moved their record to 9-2 this season. It is halftime here at Royal Stadium, and the CVCA Royals are all over the Woodridge Bulldogs by a score of 42-0. And now at halftime, it's an opportunity for my annual chat with CVCA Athletic Director Dr. John Young. John, welcome up to the CVCA Tower. What do you think of the new digs?
Looks beautiful. Great job up here, guys.
So it's our first opportunity to talk to you guys on camera. And we've got the backdrop behind us that has got the CVCA logo. But we painted this place over the summer. And, little coat of paint makes things look a lot nicer.
It's amazing. It looks great.
It
looks
does.
great.
Well, here we are, John. It's Friday night football back at Royal Stadium. Packed house, new family tailgate. More than 700 people getting their first look at a Friday Night Lights experience. And what a first half it's been. As the AD, I always like to say, what's your take on the status of the athletic program? The state of the state, as it were.
Yeah, no, thanks for asking. And this is always one of our favorite nights of the year, Tim. Just the first home football game. I was on the sideline with Jason Herblay, our assistant AD, Ben Miller, our sports information director.
The best in the state.
Oh, my goodness. 2 incredible guys. But you turn around and look, and you see the home stands just full, the end zones full, kids all over the place. Just such a fun environment. And for a school like ours that doesn't have a natural geographical boundary, boundary for a community. This is community for us. And
It
so
is.
just a fun night to be at Royal Stadium.
I like to talk about Friday night football in Ohio. It is all about community, and the CVCA community, albeit not one hometown,
Right.
has really, really been engaged.
And then
over
we
the last
love
decade or
when
so.
our new families get to experience that and get a taste of not just the football environment, but the whole environment altogether. And
Absolutely.
so it's been fun.
Yeah, good night tonight with his food trucks here before the game, and 700 new family tailgate members here tonight.
Unbelievable.
Just,
Yeah.
outstanding.
That's great.
So, the athletic program has 3 signing days each year. And one of the things I always hear you say about our soon-to-be alums is that they never look better. You going to finish this for me? They never look better than...
That's absolutely right. Than they do when they're in royal blue. Yeah.
That's right. That's right. And then you say one other thing. You say we'll take this every opportunity in the future to celebrate your accomplishments at the next level. Do I have that right?
You nailed it, Tim. You've nailed it.
I've been to enough of those signing days. Well, if my math is correct, there are 55 former CVCA athletes actively pursuing their sport at the collegiate level, but just one is in the NFL. Right?
Pretty
and the
impressive.
NFL season began last night on Sunday. Trey Tucker will begin his 3rd season with the Las Vegas Raiders by way of the Cincinnati Bearcats and CVCA. He's come a long way from terrorizing defenses on the turf below us. Talk about Trey. Anything you particularly recall from his time here?
Yeah, Trey was a great student athlete. So when you think about his accomplishments on the field and on the track and just the incredible athlete he was, that's only one part of him. And what a lot of people didn't get the opportunity to see was the type of kid he was in the hallways, the type of teammate he was in the locker room, how he interacted with teachers, how he's still engaged with the school. Just
And he still comes back.
He does.
Yeah,
Yep,
still
he
comes
does.
back. So it's great. Good luck to Trey Tucker on Sunday against the New England Patriots in New
goodness.
England. Yeah, I know. It's a long way from the Woodridge Bulldogs and the Crestwood Red Devils or whatever they are the first time I saw Trey. There's another big football game tomorrow this weekend with CVCA implications, and it's right in our backyard. Tomorrow, the number 2 Mount Union Purple Raiders in NCAA Division III take on the number 17 Wheaton College Thunder in the biggest non-conference game, regular season game in Alliance, at least since 2011. And it'll pit 2 former CVCA football players against each other.
Well, kind of funny. We're excited for that game, obviously, to watch. You may have an interest in
I
this
do have
game.
an interest in this game a lot.
And a family I just saw on the way to the press box, the Levac family, would obviously have an interest. But a funny aside, I was talking to a coach today who happens to coach a different sport at Mount Union. And I said, hey, we have something kind of special where 2 alums from our school are going to be playing. And he was very complimentary of the football team at Wheaton and said they certainly have our attention. And so
Yes.
you may think Mount Union, you think of them as this finished product, and they just have it rolling. But Wheaton certainly has their attention as they get ready for that game tomorrow.
They do. So that's Ricky Levac, the older brother, one of the older brothers of quarterback Charlie Levac, who's on the field tonight for CVCA. So Ricky Levac in the defensive backfield for Mount Union tomorrow, a sophomore. And as you said, I've got a rooting interest. JT Nichols, my son, who will be playing for Wheaton College tomorrow on the offensive line. Number 2 Mount Union and number 17 Wheaton College. 1 o'clock, if you've got an opportunity on a Saturday afternoon, get down to Alliance and take in big-time Division III college football. So that brings us back home, or closer to home here, and I'll wrap up with this. Nick Cook is starting his 5th season. If he closes out tonight's game with a win, and it sure looks like he will, he's going to move into 2nd place all-time in wins here at CVCA in just 4 seasons and a couple of games. Head football coach is a high-profile position, probably not one that's more high-profile, perhaps at any school. Performance is out there for all to see every Friday night, but you see him behind the scenes, and take us behind the scenes. What does the public not see about Nick Cook, and what was it that really sold him to you and made him the right fit for CVCA football 4 years ago?
Tim, you nailed it. Football coaches have a reputation of being hard-driving, type A, can sometimes be a little prickly to deal with. And Coach Cook is actually just the opposite. He is a man of humility. He's a man who loves God. He loves his players. He loves the sport and really has a passion to use the sport as a tool for ministry. And that is different than maybe just being a coach that's a Christian. I go to church, I pray, I do some of these things, and that's great, and we love that. But the thing that makes Nick special is that he really views what happens on this field as a ministry. It's incredible to watch. He's great with our students. He's great with our staff. He's not the football coach that you can't talk to, that is going to put his head down and just ram his agenda down your throat. He's on board with our school. He buys into our mission as a school. He buys into our mission with the athletic department. Everything is scripted with Nick, which I love. Everything
absolutely
from
is.
The pregame prayer and the gospel that's presented in the pregame prayer to even what you might see tonight after the game, where there's actually going to be an introduction to an alma mater, where we're going to be singing. Many colleges and high schools have that, and we've chosen to use the doxology as our alma mater. And so Coach Cook would say, what a way to end the game. And so if we do it right, and we'll mess up, we're kids and coaches, and it gets competitive, but what you should see is an act of worship out there on the field. And then similar to a church service, you may see a benediction or a doxology at the end of it. And so we're excited to introduce an alma mater to CVCA at the end of the game with the band and the students and the cheerleaders. And I'm sure it'll take some time to get going, but we think it'll be a special ending to the night.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Well, John, it's always a pleasure to have you up here. I appreciate you stopping by.
Absolutely.
42-0 CVCA here at halftime, and we'll continue on with the CVCA halftime. CVCA marching band entertaining the fans here, and you'll get a chance to listen to them here as we transition.
Fans, our final song of the evening has been saving the dance floor at weddings for generations.
Halftime here at Royal Stadium, CVCA leading 42-0, and we gave a little preview of Royals at the next level with a discussion with Dr. John Young. And so we'll talk about all the Royals at the next level in the football world this week. CVCA's 2019 graduate Las Vegas Raiders wide receiver Trey Tucker opens the season on Sunday with the New England Patriots on the schedule at 1 o'clock. The game can be found locally on NFL Sunday Ticket. Last night, the Division III season got underway. In 2022, CVCA graduate Brandon Riley's Marietta Pioneers got a 12-8 win at Westminster College of Pennsylvania. And we just talked about it with John Young. Number 2 Mount Union hosts number 17 Wheaton tomorrow at 1 o'clock in Alliance. Ricky Levac from the 2024 graduate class of CVCA expected to see time at defensive back. And Wheaton College has JT Nichols suiting up in the offensive line. Elsewhere, 2022 graduate Jordan Lewis's career will continue, his excellent career with the Worcester Scots. He's a wide receiver there, and they'll open up on the road at Wilmington College tomorrow night. He's joined at Worcester by 2023 CVCA graduate Dylan Byers. 25 alum David Grimes, last year's starting center. His college career begins this weekend at Worcester Polytechnical Institute. The former Royal Center is a member of the Engineers, and WPI opens their season at home tomorrow in central Massachusetts against RPI in what will be a battle of engineers on both sides. So if you pick the Engineers to win, you've got a guarantee one of them is going to win. Finally, 2024 Royals graduate Logan Scranton transferred from Mount Union and is now a member of the NAIA's Indiana Wesleyan Wildcats. Iowa's season got started last week, but it began with a 38-31 loss to number 2 Kaiser University of the NAIA. Indiana Wesleyan back in action tomorrow at home against St. Xavier University. And that gets us to this day in Royals history. Tonight's game is being played on September the 5th, and it's the 4th time CVCA has played a game on this date. Way back in 2003, CVCA defeated Sandy Valley 39-0, the third of 7 straight wins to open the season. And in 2014, the Royals were on the wrong side of a 41-14 score in a game at Norwayne. But tonight, we're going to look back 17 years when CVCA hosted St. Thomas Aquinas at Royal Stadium on this day in Royals history, September 5th, 2008. The Knights from Louisville in Stark County provided little resistance to powerful CVCA that night. CVCA opened the scoring just 1 minute and 47 seconds into the game when all-time leading rusher John Pettigrew rumbled 39 yards into the end zone. Derek Bosshard added an extra point. It was 7-0 early, and it stayed that way until late in the first quarter when Alex Utley intercepted a pass. 41 yards later, that interception was fully converted to a pick six, and it gave the Royals a 14-0 lead at the first quarter break. Just over 3 minutes later, Pettigrew was in the end zone again. The lead ballooned to 21-0. Royals quarterback Jacob Hay only threw 5 balls that evening and completed just 2 of them, but one of them was to senior Andy Hoffman, and it went 47 yards for a touchdown with 3 minutes and 46 seconds to go before halftime. The result was the 4th touchdown of the evening and a 28-0 lead, and it looked like that was the way the first half would end, or so it seemed. The Royals had the ball in the waning seconds deep in their own territory, and head coach Ray Caroscia called Utley's number on the last play of the half from their own 18-yard line. The Knights, they laid down their arms. Utley never stopped until he reached the end zone as time expired, an 82-yard touchdown run that electrified the crowd. He finished the night and the Knights with 10 carries and 108 yards, 82 of which came on that final play of the first half. The Royals went to the locker room leading 35-0, and they cruised through the second half as many of the JV guys got in the game. Aquinas finally put up some points against the backups in the fourth quarter, putting a field goal and a pair of scores on the board to make the final score a bit more respectable, but CVCA dominated the Knights on that night. Final score, CVCA 35, St. Thomas Aquinas 16. The Royals notched their 3rd straight win to start 2008 on this day in Royals history, September 5th, 2008. Well, we got a lot of highlights to show you in a little bit of time here in the first half, so we're going to go to them now if we're ready. And we are. So we're going to roll them. Joey Kopech got the scoring started on a 9-yard touchdown run, running over Jonathan Tyree. It was just the start of a big night for the CVCA senior running back. 7-0 CVCA early. There's the second touchdown of the night by Wesley Keeler. And then Kopech again. One play, 52 yards, rumbling to the end zone to make it 21-0 CVCA. The Royals offense in that first half, just a machine. And here's Joey's brother Tommy evading tacklers and outrunning defenders to the end zone to get another Kopech name into the record book tonight. The 4th touchdown and the final touchdown, a pass play from Charlie Levac to Zach Anderson just before the half to put CVCA up 42-0. The Royals all over Woodridge here in the first half. Third quarter action coming up. There's another 2 minutes and 40 seconds up on the clock. And so they've added a little extra time to the first half. That's going to give us a moment to take a look at those win totals that seem to be having a mind of their own in the scorebook and get them corrected again. We will. And again, our apologies that the stats graphic is not working, but we do have them here, so we'll go over some halftime stats for you. Individually, Joey Kopech has 8 carries, 154 yards at halftime, and 3 touchdowns. He's got runs of 21 yards, 41 yards, and 52 yards. Nick Schober, 2 carries for 31 yards. Wesley Keeler, 3 carries, 19 yards, and a score. Zach Anderson has 2 carries, 25 yards. Tommy Kopech, 4 carries, 88 yards, 1 touchdown, including that 59-yard touchdown you just saw in the highlight package. Reed Jones carried the ball 3 times for 13 yards, and Charlie Levac carried it 3 times for 29 yards, and that's despite a 15-yard sack that he took. The passing game, Levac was 3 for 4 in that first half for 46 yards, 1 touchdown, no interceptions for CVCA. The Royals did force 1 turnover, a fumble on the first drive for Woodridge. It was recovered by Tommy Kopech. Overall, the Royals running game has 359 yards from scrimmage on 25 carries. And I'm not a math major, but that's over 10 yards a carry, or like close to 12 yards a carry. That's a lot. On the passing game, once again, Levac 3 for 4 for 46 yards, and overall close to 400 yards of offense here in the first half for CVCA. On the Woodridge side, different story. Woodridge, 16 carries for just 3 yards rushing in the first half. They are plagued by a number of sacks. Jonathan Tyree carried 7 times for 6 yards. Carter Maxer, the quarterback, 5 carries, minus 17. He's been plagued in the backfield by the CVCA defensive line, especially Dirk Geiger. Nasir Williams-Clay carried the ball 1 time for a pair of yards. Ramon Lucas, 2 carries for 3 yards. And Dominic Dunlap, 1 carry for 9 yards. The passing game, Maxa is 3 for 10 for 21 yards. No touchdowns, no interceptions. And the receiving side of the field, Kellen Moore's got 3 catches, all 3 of them for 21 yards, and they turned it over one time as well, and forced one turnover when Tommy Kopech fumbled at the CVCA 2-yard line. So that's how the stats line up at the end of one half of play, and we will have a running clock in the second half with a 42-point lead for the Royals. 14.4 yards per carry. Yes. Chad Dar, who's beside me tonight, back up in the booth. And we've got a number of old-timers here tonight bringing the broadcast to you. Chad was with me for the first 3 or 4, I've lost count, from the beginning of CVCA live stream. And we got a shout-out to Sean Mosher, who's typically up here with us, taking his son Caleb to college this weekend. So Chad stepping in. Also, we've got Steve Bader up on the 50-yard line camera. Hunter Geiger, who's with us a number of times, actually has a paying gig and is up in Buffalo doing the Buffalo Bulls game tomorrow in the MAC. And Cody Anderson back with us this night as well, doing the sideline cams. And we'll get to the rest of our team in just a bit because we're ready for second half action to get underway. The Royals will kick off to start this second half. And once again, they'll pooch it to the far side. And this one's going to bounce out of the end zone. It'll be a flag for a kick out of bounds. And so the Woodridge Bulldogs will take the free ball at the 35-yard line. Referee spot the ball, and that's where Woodridge will take over. First down and 10 at the 35. Carter Maxa back out at quarterback for Woodridge, and they'll run it on the first play, and more of the same. The Royals defense bottles up the running game of the Bulldogs. No gain there, second down. It was Bennett McCubbin in there on the tackle for CVCA. Second and 11. Pass play, and this one's complete. Nice pitch and catch that time. Maxa finds a receiver in Dominic Dunlap. He'll gain 8 yards. It was second and 11, so now it'll be third down and 3. And a little inside scoop here. It's a heck of a lot easier to see the field when you put on your long-range glasses and you take off your computer glasses. Second half's going to look a lot clearer for this one. Third and 3. Maxa will hand off, and what a hit in the backfield that was. Getting up slowly was Ramon Lucas. Mason Fry from the interior of the defense for CVCA on the tackle. He picked up Lucas and just deposited him back into the turf. Fourth down. Offense stays on the field for Woodridge. Maxa is the punter, so he may scoot back if they don't go for it here and try and draw the CVCA defense offside, it looks like is the plan. And whistles blow. Timeout Woodridge. Timeout Woodridge. So an early timeout here in the third quarter. That'll give us another chance to talk about the CVCA Power Meal program with Team 30. Wing Warehouse in Cuyahoga Falls is one of the Power Meal sponsors, just down the road from CVCA at 4165 Wyoga Lake Road. Wing Warehouse is a family sports bar and grill with great food and drinks and the best entertainment around. Did we mention the wings? With a large selection of wing sauces, your taste buds will be booming. There's something for everyone at Wing Warehouse, so stop on down this weekend to Wing Warehouse in Cuyahoga Falls. When you do, be sure to thank them for their support of Royals football and the Royals Power Meal program. So that indeed was the plan. try and draw the CVCA defense offside. It didn't work, and so now Maxa drops back to punt. It's a bouncing ball, and it's fielded at the 19-yard line, and a quick tackle. Whistles blow. The Royals return man still bouncing out there, and it looks like number 10 for Woodridge. It's getting up slowly. That's Sean Thompson, and they can not afford any further injuries. It's been a rough opening couple of weeks for the Woodridge Bulldogs on the injury front. 8:39 to go here in the third quarter. It'll be running clock once the offense retakes the field. Pleased to let you know that Thompson is headed off the field under his own power, which is good news. And we'll take a look in the backfield to see who the quarterback choice is, and it's going to be number 18 for CVCA, Jackson Cruz. And so the night for Charlie Levac is done, and we'll see who gets the ball for CVCA's offense here on the first plays of the second half. Woodridge defense stacks up the run option for CVCA and the run opportunity. And it is Mason Fry who gets the carry. So the Royals have got a number of the JV players in on offense. Maybe a short night for the offensive starters, but a really productive one. One yard for Fry on that play. So second down and 9. Pitch play to the near side, and Fry is running hard. 30, 40, out of bounds at the 42-yard line. We talked about it in the pregame. Mason Fry is all the way down at 7th on the depth chart for CVCA in the talented running back room. But when he gets out there and he gets the opportunity, I like to say he runs angry. He is a hard-nosed runner, and here you'll see it right here. Fry gets the ball. He's a junior. He meets the first Woodridge Bulldog, number 14, 15 yards down the field. That's Nasir Williams-Clay, and he puts a shoulder into him. I have no doubt that Fry would be on the 2 deep at many, many high schools throughout Ohio. He is a starter on the interior of the defensive line, but in the backfield, he's getting JV carries here in the second half against Woodridge. Broken play, and Cruz is going to keep it himself, scoots to the outside and turns upfield, steps out of bounds at about the 45-yard line. They'll mark it at the 44. It's a gain of 1.
For the Royals, number 18, sophomore Jackson Cruz. First out of bounds, representing to Rainier Moore.
Second down and 9 for CVCA. It's a run to the near side. Again, Fry running into and through defenders. He's close to a first down.
On the carry for the Royals, number 4, Mason Fry.
And he's going to have enough for the first down. A pickup of 9 yards for Fry, and they'll move the chains.
Number 55, Freddie Petit.
First and 10 Royals from the 47-yard line of Woodridge. Up the middle go the Royals. Another good run across the 45 and down to the 40-yard line. Here's the replay.
For the Royals, number 21, Byron Fikes. Tackled away by number 25 of the Bulldogs, Ryland West.
Second down and 3 yards to go for CVCA. Not much going right there. It'll be third down.
Here for the Royals, number 4, Mason Fry. Brought down by number 72, Woodridge. Virginia Moore.
Third down and 3 yards to go for CVCA from the 40-yard line. Clock winds down to 4 minutes and 28 seconds. And they'll run it once again. It'll be close to the first down once again for CVCA. And it is first down yardage. They'll move the chains once again as the clock winds down to 4 minutes to go here in the third quarter.
Royals first down.
First down and 10 for the Royals. Their first possession of this second half. Jackson Cruz in at quarterback. They put a man in motion again. Broken play for CVCA. Cruz will roll out, and he's going to get nailed in the backfield. It's a loss. He'll get up, and they'll march the ball back 3 yards to the 39-yard line. It'll be second down and 13 yards to go. Hope you enjoyed that halftime interview with John Young. The other halftime entertainment. Certainly an exciting first half. And now the youngsters from CVCA trying to get something done here. Up the middle. And a short gain to about the 35-yard line. They'll mark it at the 36. It'll be third down and 10.
Senior Evan Wenzel.
Evan Wenzel gets a carry there for the Royals. And now we'll see if the Royals will call a passing play on third down and 10. I suspect they'll keep it on the ground where they had so much success tonight. They are over 400 yards rushing tonight as a team. 401 officially, well, unofficially, since we don't have the official stats, but close enough. Running play far side. Fry across the 35 down to the 31-yard line. He will be short of the first down yardage, though. It's fourth down.
Mason Fry on the carry for the Royals. Number 57, Brady Taylor.
So fourth down and 6 for CVCA. The offense stays on the field. Tight formation in the backfield. It's a pitch play near side, 35, and stopped right there. And Woodridge is going to take over on a turnover on downs. So the defense for Woodridge stands tall and stops CVCA. Fry got to the 35, but get no further. And so Woodridge will take over. First down and 10, a minute 17 to go here in a quick-moving third quarter with the clock running. And CVCA enjoying a 42-point lead. Once again, next week we are back here. Homecoming on Friday night. Akron Garfield will be in the house. And that'll be a fun night. Not only is it homecoming, but it'll be an opportunity for Garfield head coach Kemp Boyd to see his son play on a Friday night from the other sideline. Boyd is the head coach at Garfield, and his son Asa is I believe a junior here at CVCA on the Royals football team. So a very interesting matchup next week here at Royal Stadium. First down and 10, a new quarterback in the game for Woodridge. And it is number 15. That is Quinn Springer. It is the freshman. 5'7", 130-pound Quinn Springer. And Carter Max has had enough for tonight. And so Springer's going to get some carries and some opportunities to play today. Most of these players will be back on the field tomorrow across town at Woodridge in the JV game that takes place at 10 o'clock. So Quinn Springer getting his first Friday night snaps, I believe. And he's going to put it in the air and throw it, and it's dropped. In and out of the hands of number 20, Dominic Dunlap. Actually, they'll call it 28, Nathan Lahosky. Not Dunlap, 20 and 28. Again, from this distance, the numbers looking pretty similar in the dark. 3rd down and 11. And the clock has run out on the third quarter. A quick moving third quarter. The score at the end of 3 is just what it was at the end of 2. It's CVCA 42 and Woodridge nothing. So that gives us an opportunity one more time to talk to you about CVCA Livestream. We mentioned before, half a decade has gone by, and it's season 6 for CVCA Livestream, the 160th broadcast overall, professional production with an all-volunteer crew. We mentioned video equipment, software expenses, audio upgrades. It costs about $5,000 each football season to put these games on the air for you. On average, this team doesn't take a dime, but historically we have absorbed the costs of doing these live streams. Last year, for the first time, we partnered with CVCA to allow you to give directly to help offset those costs. We'd ask for you to consider doing that again this year. You can give to CVCA Livestream by going to the website or scanning the QR code on the screen. Your gifts are tax deductible. We thank you for watching, and we thank you for supporting CVCA Livestream. Fourth quarter to start right here. It's 3rd down and 11 for Woodridge, and a whistle blows. Dead ball and encroachment on CVCA. And so Woodridge will get a 5-yard gift. It'll be 3rd down and 6. They'll spot the ball on the 30-yard line. Springer, now the quarterback in the backfield. He looks to the sideline for the call. He's got trips to the near side, single receiver top side. Offset running back to the right of him. He'll take the snap, looks to the near side, throws across the middle. It's a slant, and it's complete to Jonathan Tyree. And Tyree's on his way, 40, and it scoots out of bounds at the 37-yard line. If Woodridge can get the ball to Jonathan Tyree in open space, he's going to do damage this season. We've seen bits and pieces of it tonight, and he got him right there, and he is a speedster. So Tyree, a big gain there. And a first down for the Bulldogs, who are trying to break through here as we've opened up the fourth quarter. From the CVCA 36-yard line, it's a pitch play to the near side. And again, not much going on there. I believe that was Parker Haar, a freshman, who got the carry for the Bulldogs. Number 42. You get to watch it again. Evan Wentz on the tackle for CVCA. It's a no gain, and it'll be 2nd down and 10 from the 36-yard line. High snap, and Springer will hand off, and the running back is bottled up and gobbled up in the backfield. Once again, it's Haar on the carry. And a loss. And there's Asa Boyd. Just talked about him. And his dad will be here on the other sideline next week. Asa Boyd getting some time in tonight. He's a junior. So 3rd down for Woodridge and 10. Oh, Springer is just pummeled into the ground. The ball goes flying into the turf. Just no time back there in the backfield. And it'll be 4th down for the Bulldogs. Bennett McCubbin in there on the pressure for CVCA. So 4th down. Springer looking toward the sideline. And the Bulldogs in no hurry, and now they finally get the play in. There's only 15 seconds on the play clock. The power spread does not huddle, and so they'll line up with 8 seconds to go on the play clock. Springer looking, gets the snap with 3. Quick pass to the outside, but too soon and not looking forward in time was number 28. So CVCA takes the ball. And as we have a change in possession, we'll talk about the game next week. Week 4 homecoming matchup between CVCA and Garfield. We'll be on the air a bit earlier next week at 6:30 to bring you the homecoming festivities pregame. Kickoff the same time at 7 o'clock. Make sure you follow CVCA live stream on social media at CVCA live stream on Facebook, on X, and on Instagram, and on that same at CVCA live stream social media handle on YouTube. If you're on our YouTube page tonight, you're watching with us, make sure you subscribe. We're at about 820 subscribers. We want to get over 1,000 this year. That's another 180 subscribers we need to get, and hopefully in the next 3 weeks. So make sure if you haven't subscribed already, subscribe to our YouTube page. We'll be back next week. But still another 7 minutes and change to go in this one as the Royals offense is back on the field. And a whistle blows. And the play clock was running down, so a timeout, CVCA. Royals' first timeout of this second half. And that gives us a chance to talk about our friends at MediaNet AV. MediaNet AV has been a friend of CVCA Livestream from the beginning. If you've got a need for any kind of audio-visual improvements to your church sanctuary, to your school, or even to your business, get in touch with our good friends at MediaNetAV.com. You can call them at 330-656-5205. Check out that website. They are the best in the business in Northeast Ohio, throughout the entire state of Ohio, Pennsylvania, and upstate New York. MediaNet AV helping us out here at CVCA Livestream. All right, now the Royals reset. First down and 10 after the timeout with 7:34 to go here in the fourth quarter. Hand off to the near side. And the running back for CVCA is spun around and out of bounds. Kyron Fikes gets the carry. And I have lost count, but I think he may be the 9th running back to get a carry tonight for CVCA. Kyron Fikes, number 10. He gained 3 yards. It's second down and 7. Another short run, short gain right there. That time it's Mason Fry once again.
Mason Fry on the clear for the Royals.
Third down and 6 for CVCA. Royals taking their time in the huddle as the play clock winds down. Cruz gets the play in. Here comes the third down play for the Royals. And play clock appeared to run out unless the Royals call timeout once again, and they do. So with the play clock running down, timeout CVCA, their second of the second half. Royals talk it over on the near sideline. I mentioned a moment ago that homecoming is coming up next week. And head coach Kemp Boyd from the Akron Garfield Rams will be here to see his son Asa, who just had a carry in the backfield for CVCA, a junior linebacker. And we talked about it during that promo as well. Make sure you're following us on social media, and make sure you're subscribing to our YouTube page at CVCA Livestream on YouTube. Hit that subscribe button. Want to try and get those subscriptions up over 1,000 as quickly as we can. Year 6, we should be over 1,000 already, but hey, that'll be our project for this year collectively. 3rd down and 6 for CVCA. Pitch to the far side, and Fry burrows ahead. He's across midfield. Mason Fry into the open space. Fry down the sideline toward the end zone. Can he make it? Yes! Touchdown! CVCA, a 60-yard run to the end zone for Mason Fry. Mason Fry, we said he runs hard, and he did not stop. He adds to that amazing CVCA rushing total, and the Royals get another touchdown. It's 48-0. We're going to start diving into the record book in the final 5 minutes and change of this one to see where this game is going to rank in the all-time CVCA rushing totals. But with 5 minutes and counting, with the running clock to go, the Royals have 48 on the board. Snap is down, the kick is up, and it's good for the 49th point of the night for Luke McQuillan. 4:45 to go here in the contest. 60-yard touchdown run for Mason Fry puts the Royals up 49-0. CVCA 49-0, the lead. And as we're pouring through the record books, we can tell you that we have rushing yards per season pulled up. Not sure we have rushing yards per game. We have individual rushing yards per game, but not rushing yards as a team per game. But looking at CVCA's totals now, 470 yards on the ground tonight. And again, looking at the record book, the highest rushing individual total ever in CVCA history was Alex Utley against Tusky Valley in 2010 when he rushed 20 times for 398 yards all by himself. What a performance. John Pettigrew and Utley, as we talked about both of them in the This Game in Royals History segment, are numbers 1 through 6 in the all-time individual rushing counts for CVCA. We witnessed and we broadcast the CVCA game against West Branch when Kyle Snyder ran for 275 yards and teammate Michael Bevington ran for 240. So combined between the two of them, 515 yards. The Royals aren't quite there tonight, but they are close. And that ball bounces, and somebody better jump on it. Finally, a Bulldog does. And so Woodridge will have a chance to run out the clock here with 4 minutes and 14 seconds to go. Clock runs and is restarted. Under 4 minutes to go. Woodridge will run it on first down, and again, not much there whatsoever. The Bulldogs are going to head back across town. These two teams, the JV squads, will be back in action tomorrow at Woodridge at 10 o'clock. Next week, Woodridge, their season will continue. They are on the road again at Field, and that should be hopefully a more competitive game. Field Falcons played against Canton South in the first week of the season and were beaten pretty handily by Canton South, and the Royals did the same to Canton South last week. So you got to think that Woodridge will have an opportunity to score some points next week and maybe get a W against Field on the road. Pass play on the far side, caught Again, not much, maybe a gain of 3. CVCA continues next week here at home, the second of 4 home games against Akron Garfield. In 2 weeks, the Royals will be on the road at Boardman down by Youngstown. And then they'll get into North Coast Conference play. We have not talked much about the North Coast Conference tonight, but Lake Catholic, Holy Name, NDCL, Padua, and Elyria Catholic in consecutive weeks to wrap up the seasons. The 6 teams in the North Coast Conference this year. The Royals exiting the Principals Athletic Conference 2 years ago in football. They did play all the Pac teams a year ago as the schedules were already set as an independent. We have a flag down in this play, or at least there should be, as it almost was intercepted. Or was it? It was. A turnover as CVCA intercepts the ball on the far side. Jace Mankey on the interception. I thought there'd be a flag down for an early start on the near side defensive end, but Mankey jumped the pass, and the Royals pick it off and get their second takeaway of the night with 1:53 to go. So as we were saying, the North Coast Conference made up of 6 schools, and the Royals will play weeks 6 through 10 at Lake Catholic, at Holy Name, home against NDCL, which should be a huge game. NDCL perhaps the other best team in the conference this year, although Lake Catholic on the road will be a big, tall task for the Royals as well. And then at Padua and home against Elyria Catholic in week 10. And then hopefully the Royals will do enough good that they'll have a week 11 or a week 12 once again this season. So the North Coast Conference will expand in 2027 by adding Lutheran West and Benedictine to be a full 8-team conference across the board in both boys sports and girls sports. Flag down. So in the girls' side, as we wait for the call, it's a delay of game against CVCA. And that may be an intentional delay of game with the clock running, just wind this clock down under a minute. Benedictine, an all-boys school. There is an all-girls school on the girls' side, so 8 teams on both sides by 2027. Victory formation for CVCA. One more snap, perhaps. Cruz steps back and kneels down, and that is going to do it. The Royals, too much tonight for Woodridge, 49-0.
Just a reminder for Royals fans, the first inning of our alma mater will happen.
49-0 CVCA, the winner tonight. It was over early in this one. Joey Kopech, 3 touchdowns. His brother Tommy a touchdown in the first half. Charlie Levac had a touchdown pass. And CVCA defeats the Woodridge Bulldogs 49-0. A 5th win in a row for CVCA against their crosstown rivals in the 18th matchup between the two teams in the history of both programs. One final time tonight, we want to remind you about the opportunity to support CVCA live stream. You can head on over to the website in front of you or scan the QR code right there and support what we're doing here. Professional production, 100% volunteer staffing. As we mentioned, it's about $5,000 a year for the equipment, the streaming fees, the software expenses, etc., to do what we do. We hope you enjoyed the coverage tonight. We tried to put our things together with a backup crew. And we made history tonight because we didn't mention it before, but our director, John Powell, is off-site tonight. He is a professional, and he is actually on an assignment for his daytime job down in Bowling Green, Kentucky. And John, in his hotel room 500 miles away, switched this game remotely through the magic of a virtual private network and some other IT shenanigans and expertise. we just pulled off the very first remote-produced broadcast of CVCA Livestream. In the house here, we had Gabe Laurie on replay, and Cody Anderson on the sideline, Steve Bader, Chad Darr next to me. But we got it done tonight with some extenuating circumstances, pulling off the amazing at this level, a remote production of high school football. We're not done for the season. We're not done tonight either. If you like what you saw and you want to support what you saw, we'd certainly welcome your donation to support CVCA Livestream by donating through the CVCA Royals Giving Interface. 49-0 CVCA. We'll get one more opportunity to look at the out-of-town scores before we head off the air. And we'll see if we can get those up on the screen. And there they are. I'll take that scoreboard off the screen. And there it goes. Out-of-town scores. And it looks like they have not updated from the halftime scores. And so we'll read them off here as we see them. It's still 12-7. Halftime was the last result we had for East over Canton South. And they have updated. 14-7 NDCL over Kenston in the third quarter. Bedford 16, Padua 6 in the third quarter. No update since halftime. Holy Name 7, Marion Franklin nothing. Same thing for Chaney and Boardman. Third quarter score, Midview 27, Elyria Catholic 7. And then once again tomorrow, Copley, Garfield, Buchtel, Lake Catholic, the Saturday games for teams on CVCA's schedule later on this season. As we get toward the end of our broadcast, you see the teams gathered at the center of the field and the band over on the far side, ready to do the alma mater for the first time. We'll give you a couple of highlights from the first half tonight. And we'll try and fire up some highlights in just a moment. As we get that ready, we'll remind you, oh, here they come. That is a random highlight as we're struggling across the finish line here tonight. But we'll take an opportunity now to remind you one final time that we'll be back on the air next week with the matchup against Akron-Garfield homecoming for CVCA. September 12th, 2025 at 6:30, kickoff at 7 o'clock on the CVCA Livestream YouTube channel at CVCA Livestream. Go to youtube.com at CVCA Livestream, and once again, follow us on social media at CVCA Livestream on Facebook, Instagram, and on X, formerly known as Twitter. All right, 49-0, the final score, and the alma mater taking place. And there's the alma mater being finished for the first time in the end zone as the Royals celebrate victory. All right, that's going to do it for our broadcast tonight. On behalf of the team that brought this to you, Gabe Laurie pressing the buttons here, John Powell pressing the buttons in Bowling Green, Kentucky. For our cameramen, Steve Bader and Cody Anderson and Chad Darr on stats tonight, my name is Tim Nichols. It's been our pleasure to bring this broadcast to you. We'll bid you adieu tonight. Have a great weekend, everybody. The final score, once again, CVCA 49 and Woodridge 0. So long, everybody.